Thank you for buying this 15585 Baler from FixtureDisplays. This baler now comes in a shorter stature for safety of transport, and we're going to show you how to uh, do a quick assembly to get it ready. These are the tools you're going to need: a hammer, adjustable wrench, uh, and, a tool set or a ratchet set that would have the proper socket for the screws. There are 22 M22 sizes. When I open the doors front and back, you're going to need a forklift to lift the plate up. When doing so, make sure you don't insert the blade too far because there's a back panel. You don't want to scratch or get in touch with the back panel. And I'm going to point out very shortly where that's what I'm talking about. Now it's clearing that back panel. Right now you see that darker blue. That's where you don't want to touch with the fork. Okay. Once this is in position, there's a hardware kit tied to the tubes. I'm going to take the 6 screws out and insert right here and put a washer and the nut on the other side. And you're just going to use the wrench or the socket kit to tighten this. You want to do 2 rounds of tightening. One is getting them well in position, tight, and then the final round to make sure they're adequately tight. If you have any questions, feel free to email us cs@FixtureDisplays.com. This will be the final round of tightening. Now we're ready to work on the hoses. There's a long one that goes onto the top, and the short one goes onto the bottom. There is an O-ring on the end. Make sure that is well positioned. The O-ring is critical to keep the oil well sealed. Same here, make sure the O-ring is present, not lost. At this time, we can retract the forklift and then close the gates and get ready for operation.
In addition to corrugated, you can also bale light gauge aluminum, textile, among many other materials. You can locate this product by searching 15585 on FixtureDisplays.com. This is a small size. We also custom make. These are the measurements. You can pause and take a moment. This is the control panel. This is how you open the door. There are 2 keys inside. And this is the switch. You want to connect your wires hot to the left, neutral to the right, and remember ground properly as well. You would use a certified electrician to make these connections, and make sure your connection is tight. A quick test is pulling the wire, and it should stay right there. Once you're properly grounded and connected, you can turn the motor on. The power supply is 110 volts. Requires a 40 amp circuit. This is a power indicator. Emergency stop, on and off, up and down, and stop. We're going to operate this as a quick demo for you without load, and then later on we're going to put corrugated clippings in there to test. Remember the wiring, you would need 40 amp of power. Oftentimes you need to access your electrical panel to get enough power out of the power supply. If you have any questions or wish to order a custom size, you can contact us by emailing cscharliesam@FixtureDisplays.com. This is where you would put hydraulic oil in. Remember, when this machine is shipped to you, there is no oil installed. You must put in proper oil first. If you are in a colder climate, and if your shop isn't climate controlled, you should use a low temperature grade hydraulic oil. There is a pressure control. You can turn that to adjust for optimal pressure. If the default setting is sufficient for you, you can leave this alone. There is a pressure gauge right there. These are magnetic switches for up and down control. You don't really need to do anything to it, but just observe. When going up and down, the lights turn up. This is your oil level reader, and there's also oil temperature on the vertical bar. Or the bottom, you can use an Allen wrench to access this release point to drain your oil. When your oil got dirty and old, it's time to change. There are a couple of filters I need to show you later, but right now we're going to open it up and do a loaded demo for you. The bail length and width are preset based on the housing dimensions. However, the bail height is somewhat flexible. Typically, you want to keep that not taller than the door, but if you must, you can certainly go higher than the door. At our factory, we also have a box plant. We happen to have a lot of corrugated clippings. You can definitely crush boxes set up already, no matter how strong the box is. A 4,000 watts motor would crush it easily. Again, you can use this for textile, you can use this for light gauge aluminum, even tin foil. As you can see, it's a one button operation and it stops automatically until you have more to fill in. Then you can hit up, then it will automatically retract to allow you to load new material into the baler. Again, make sure you're familiar with the controls before you start operating the machine with load. It is a good practice to have a flat sheet on the top and bottom so that your baling material don't fall out easily. The converter to the right hand side is not part of the machine. At our plant, we operate on 220 volts. So to demonstrate this 110 volts machine, we need that converter to provide 110 volts power. When using this in the US, definitely you don't need that converter. Now this is a short and small bale. We're going to demonstrate how to tie it down. You want to open the back and front. You want to have a proper gauge baling wire. We also supply those. The part number is 15694. 15694. You want to feed the wire into the small gap where you can see the corrugated material. The wires are tying the corrugated material directly. Now, there are several positions. You want a minimum of 2 wires for a small bale. Any larger, you want to do at least 3 wires, if not more. The last thing you want to do is have your bale falling apart. That's why it's important to have flat sheets on the top and bottom, so that will sandwich it together nicely. When tying the wire, you can use your regular plier. There are also specialized tools people sell or make. This is an excellent machine to keep your shop tidy. This would be perfect for a small to medium-sized company who have a few boxes a day, maybe 10 or even 20 to bale, but it would not take huge size boxes in setup condition. But for the most part, this baler would take a regular size box and easily crush that and bale to a neat bundle. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do subscribe. We have many new products coming online weekly. And I would appreciate if you take a minute or time to write a quick review along good seller feedback. This is the first filter you want to check once in a while. The second filter is inside. We now pointing toward the connection. We took the filter out to show you that, and this is the filter. It's very simple to install or remove. If the filter becomes dirty, you want to clean that.
And this process is how you would, in the event you want to transport this item, you want to reduce height, and this is how you would do it. This typically is not part of the necessary steps for you to put this machine in operation. This is just additional information you might need to reduce the height. When you take off the hose, make sure you have the O-ring well positioned and wrap that around nicely so you don't lose that during transit. Now we're going to remove the nut on the lower tube, and do so very carefully. Watch the O-ring stays in place, and then fasten that with the sealing tape. In addition to this small size baler, we do custom make just about to any size. Feel free to reach out to us. I'll be happy to make those for you. Our email address is cs@FixtureDisplays.com. At this time, we're going to support this platform with forks. Then we're going to take these 6 screws off. Of course, make sure you keep the screws and nuts in the safe place. Now you're going to need the hammer to tap that, loosen it so it will drop to the forks. And then prepare a cube like what we show here to stop the platform drop to low. Ideally, the cube is about 16 inches or so, but do measure yourself. It also depends on how low you want this thing to drop. If you're happy with this position, then use a taller riser. This is about it. I hope you enjoyed this product in this video. Do like us, subscribe. Remember, leave a good seller feedback along with a product review. Lastly, you want to tighten the additional hardware it took off, ideally to be on the hose, and then tuck this inside. Thank you once again for shopping Fixture Displays.
Put it back. This is a good maintenance practice to check once your oil is dirty. I encourage you to browse FixtureDisplays.com for other products and services we have to offer. Thank you once again for shopping Fixture Displays.